Hi guys. If you hear my baby in the background, just ignore it. She's recently discovered her voice. But hi, I'm Autumn Pickett. I am an exclusive white presenter with Younique. I have just started, so we haven't quite moved up in any levels yet. But I'm just making this video because I want to put in my why. I want to put my name out there. I want people to know that I exist. I started with Younique like two weeks ago, I believe. And I joined because being a stay-at-home mom is hard. Like, it's really hard. Like, you get to stay home with your babies. Yes, it's wonderful. That's great. Like, if you can afford to do it, that is excellent. But being a stay-at-home mom is tough. Like, when you choose to be a stay-at-home mom, unless you have like so many other people like that, you know, that are moms, or, you know, so many other friends around, you get very, very lonely. You don't really have anybody to talk to. The only people that you have to talk to are your kids, and then occasionally your husband. Depending on what kind of job he has, you probably don't even really get to talk to him. Like, it's tough. And, you know, staying home with my girls, I have been home with them, I think, for about eight months now. I started staying home. I worked in a factory, and I was like 6 months pregnant, and I couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was so demanding on my body, and for some reason, my youngest pregnancy was super rough. My first pregnancy was smooth sailing, super easy. If I wouldn't have even known that I was pregnant, except for the fact that I had a big belly and I was gaining weight, and that there was an alien moving around in my belly. What are you doing? But with my last pregnancy, it was just too much. I passed out at work. No matter the amount of food or drinks that I had eaten or drank that day, I could not stay hydrated. I could not. She's trying to ruin this for me. I could not function properly being pregnant with her. And this is like my only time to do this video. So this is gonna have to be done. You guys are just gonna have to ignore the baby. But it was too rough. I couldn't do it anymore. And so I ended up staying home, at least until I had our youngest. That was the original goal. But then we realized that having to take into consideration both kids in daycare, it was not worth it. It was absolutely not worth it to try to go to work just so I could pay for daycare. That doesn't make any sense. So we decided that I was going to stay home. That would be the best decision for our families. That way, the house could stay clean, the kids could be taken care of, and like I could stay home, like mom could raise them. But I'm gonna have to pick her up. This is gonna be like so awkward, especially since this is like a YouTube video. This is gonna be so awkward, but I'm gonna have to pick her up. Otherwise, this is gonna be ruined. What is your problem? Okay, here. I got you, boo. I got you. I got you. I got you. Oh my. Oh my. Meet my baby. But it was just, it's, you know, wonderful, to, get to stay home. It's wonderful to get to stay home with my children, but it gets very lonely. I felt like there was like a part of me that even though I stayed home with the kids, I took care of the kids, cleaned the house, cooked dinner, like I did all my wifely duties, I felt like I felt like I didn't have my identity anymore. I felt like my only identity was mom and wife. Like, I didn't have any sort of identity. I stayed home all day. All of my mom friends either lived too far away or they were too busy. It's like you have, like 4 kids or 3 kids. It's rough to get out of the house, get them all to the park. Like, and it's so much of a hassle. We have our own lives and could never really find time to get together except for like once every, like month or every 3 weeks or so. It gets very lonely and you feel like you don't contribute. You feel like you don't really exist. Like you're just kind of floating in your husband's life. Like you don't have your own life. You just kind of float around in his life and in your children's lives. So I knew, for me, the one thing that made me feel good, and the one thing that made me feel empowered, and the one thing that made me feel like me was makeup. I love doing it. It's an art. And it made me feel like I was me again. Like I felt more like Autumn. And it brought back who I was. And I want to give that opportunity to other people. I want to give that opportunity to moms who were in my position. I want to give the opportunity to people who feel like they're missing something in their lives. I want to give that opportunity to people who really need it. Somebody who needs this in their life. And I needed Younique in my life. I needed to feel like me. I needed to feel beautiful. I needed to feel like that I was more than what I had become. And I had just become like a mom and a wife. That's all I was. And being with Younique gives me that option. And I want to give that to other people. I want to allow someone to reclaim their identity. I want to be able to allow someone to stay home with their children. There are so many moms in this world that would like to be in my position. Not necessarily, depressed and, and feeling like they're not worth anything, but somebody who wants to be home with their babies. Somebody that doesn't want someone else to end up raising their children. And I say that with the best heart. I know that there are moms in this world that don't mind going to work, that enjoy their jobs, that enjoy, being around, other people, and their job is what gives them their sanity. And I am in no way, shape, or form bashing those moms, because you are awesome. You're literally awesome. If you have found something that you love and something that you enjoy doing, and if that is your job, I am so happy for you. That's seriously amazing to find something in this world that allows you to be yourself and allows you to do something, with your life, and something that gives you a sense of fulfillment. But there are you know, there are moms in this world who don't have that. Like, you know, there are moms that, you know, say, let's just say, didn't go to school, you know, didn't go to college and, you know, get a degree, you know, to be a lawyer or a vet tech or a teacher or, you know, anything like that. And when there are moms like that, we're kind of stuck. We're working fast food restaurants. We're working factory jobs. We're working as assistants. We're working reception, you know, jobs. And we're trying to find jobs that will pick up the extra, like, money that we have to, you know, put out. But then, you know, we already don't really love our jobs, or we're not feeling our jobs anymore. And now that we have babies, it's just that much more important to us to get to stay home. And I want to be able to give that opportunity to somebody else. And if that helps me pay my bills in the process, then that is excellent. But I just know how good I feel. This kid. I just know how good I feel about what I do. And I know how good I feel of being given this opportunity. I know how it makes me feel. And I want to give that feeling to somebody else. You know, moms who, you know, feel lost, feel like they don't know what else to do. Moms who want to stay home with their babies. Moms who want to stay home with their babies. Like, or really anybody. Like, I mean, like, it's like in this, like, in people who can't work. I knew a woman who worked for a different company while I was growing up, and she was on disability, and she had done something to her back.